Hello, friends. I'm Joe Connolly for Dime Bank with another story about how businesses grow. This business sounds cool. It's called The Traveling Professor. And here he is, Steve Sawatsky. Steve taught statistics at the State University of New York. He's been leading tours now, running his own business for 15 years. Nile Caruso will join us too. And Steve, where are you talking to us from today?
Joe, greetings from Split, Croatia.
Wow. You're leading a tour?
Yes, we do a small group tour. We're running a tour for 30 people. We've chartered a boat and we're going up and down the Dalmatian coast. It's a beautiful weather here and we're having a great time.
What has been the secret to your business model doing this for 15 years, Steve?
You know what? I always say there's three reasons why we have a successful business. One is customer service. The second reason is customer service. And the third reason is customer service. We provide great customer service. And I have to say, that's what's grown our business over the past 15 years.
How did you decide to start a business leading tours all over the world?
Well, I was a professor at Nassau Community College, and I had a lot of time off. And during my time off, I used to travel to Europe. And I kept meticulous notes on my travels. And I wound up self-publishing a book on traveling to Paris. And it sold quite a few copies. And people started asking me to take them to Paris, which I did. And voila, that's how you start a business, traveling to Europe, South America, and Canada.
Wow. Did you do it full time at first, or was it on the side?
I started slow. I started doing about 3 or 4 tours a year. And last year, I spent over 200 nights on the road in Europe, Canada, and South America. So it went from a very small business, like I said, running just a few tours a year, and to doing probably too much every year.
What do you love so much about it that keeps you traveling that much, Steve?
Well, I just love the independence and the freedom of doing things. And I love meeting the people. I love making the business relationships, and I might love making the relationships that I have with my clients. We have a great group of people that travel with us. They're mostly people 50 years and older. And I think it's more than the places we go to. We go to great places, but we meet great people too.
And I think before Neil asked some questions, did I read one time or not that you also welcome single travelers? Did I see that on your website?
Yes, a big part of our business is women. I would say 85% of the people that contact us to travel are women. And I would say about a third to a half of the people on our trips are women that don't have travel partners, and they feel very comfortable in going with a group.
Wow, that's great. Neil.
It's a neat way to meet someone too. And, it seems like everyone is traveling now. It seems like it really kicked up over the summer. I know that there was a lot of pent up demand. I mean, we all saw that, but could you have imagined that it would have bounced back this much after COVID?
It was really crazy how much travel has grown. Like I said, I did 200 nights plus on the road last year in Europe, South America, and Canada. Every trip that we put up on our website, we sell out, and we sell them out quickly, sometimes a year and a half in advance. So travel has certainly picked up. There's no doubt about that.
There's a lot of conversation about leisure still seems to be ongoing. Are people in your group, are they actually taking a vacation, or are they trying to squeeze in some remote work here and there?
Oh, they're on vacation. I would say with my groups, most of the people, at least half of them, are retired, and they have plenty of disposable income, and they want to travel. And I think COVID affected it because they see that things can change at any minute here, and they want to get as much travel in as they can.
Interesting. And one last before Joe that I'm kind of curious about. What are the most popular destinations for you right now, and what's booking up the most for next year?
They're all popular, I have to tell you. We've tried to run some of the more off the beaten places, or places that people don't think of going to first. Norway has become very, very popular. Ireland is very popular. Well, that's always been popular. Peru's popular. Canada's popular. Everything's popular. But we try to go to different parts of, let's say, Italy, which has always been popular. So we'll go up to places that you might not have heard of, like Padua or the Veneto region of Italy. So everything's getting popular, even some of the places you may not have heard of.
So this is a business born of a book that you self-published many years ago, before that was as common as now.
Right.
That was what started it all. How many pages were in that book, Steve?
Oh, I think the first book I wrote was about 175 pages. And I did come out with the second edition. Then I came out with the Traveling Professor's Guide to Florence. And to be honest with you, I haven't had time to write another book. I'm just so busy traveling.
Now, I understand that you are selling parts of your business, Steve. Tell us about that.
Well, like I said, I've been on the road so much, I just don't think I can keep up with it anymore. I'd love to give someone maybe a little bit younger than me the opportunity to do some of the trips that I've been doing. So if I could cut back a little bit, and if I could find someone who would like to take my place on some of these trips, we'd welcome that. And we've been actively seeking people. But I have to tell you, it's a very detailed and time-consuming job. It takes a lot to do this. So
you're talking to people, maybe somebody who's watching us right now, about possibly coming in on your business, huh?
That's correct. If we could find the right person, we'd certainly love to speak with them.
Steve, I bet you were a real good teacher, professor, just by the way you talk. You give straight, clear answers. I just mean that as a compliment. I bet you were a good teacher.
Well, I always loved that job, but after 32 years, I'm glad I'm doing something else.
I have one last question I think a lot of people would know. They say there's always one in every crowd. What happens? How do you handle it when there's somebody who just doesn't get along, or doesn't fit in, or is kind of a nuisance? What is the answer to that?
Well, I've managed the classroom for 32 years, and there's always a way to reach out to somebody, get them engaged, get them interested, and get them all on board, if I can say that. So we really haven't had too much of an issue with that. Yes, we have had one or two in the last 15 years, but I think if you speak to most of the people who've gone on my trips, they'll say it's terrific.
And see, the answer to that question was in the answer to the last one. You were a great teacher and managed the classroom. It's great to talk to you and see your smiling face from Croatia tonight. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Neil.